Shalom, this relates to news reports. You had an Iran port explosion, possibly chemical, allegedly, that deletes 46. You had a boat collision in Clearwater, Florida. Ferry boat collides with a hit-and-run boat. Deleted one person, multiple injured. You had Iran's considering a third relating to talks. Third talks relating to being more serious. You have Vancouver a vehicle ramming, just like in earlier year with in New Orleans. You had a vehicle. This is in Vancouver, Canada. 11 plus were deleted. Ran into a variety of people. You also had one in China that rammed dozens of people. The graphics on that was bodies and blood coming out, people. You know what I mean? So you've been having these vehicles ramming into, using these vehicles as a weapon, a motorized weapon, to run against these people. And relating to the situation in Vancouver and possibly the other ones, you cannot rule out related to mental illness. You had a major blackout in Spain and Portugal for hours that affected transportation, pretty much the operations in the respective cities. Affected transportation, pretty much operation to everything. And that was out for hours and eventually was restored. You have affected transportation, airports, different things. Possibly it could be a cyber attack, possibly connected with that as well. China wants India to fill in relating to U.S. orders. Amazon sellers are pulling out relating to Prime Pay. And you have related to global shipments and over 800 DHL, which is a delivery carrier related to businesses. You having, let me see, also related to these terrorists, you're going to have a 30% rise, 30% percentage rate because of the tariffs, like a lead up to that. It's also going to affect related to prices of Shein and Temu, which are related to deliveries. You're going to see increase in prices because of the tariffs. You're going to have Israel wants to dismantle relating to the uranium development, relating to Iran, uranium enrichment relating to of nuclear weapons. With the uranium, that helps one of the major key things to chemicals related to building these nuclear missiles. So they want to limit that. They want to dismantle or eliminate that factor, so they can't have access or development of related to nuclear missiles. You have an let me say NC. North Korea confirms relating to troop deployments to Russia, and they were having North Korean troops relating to Russia, and they've been having troops over there. I remember in Sun Report they had some related to troops were North Korean troops were kind of pretty much exiting out of the situation as far as that, because that's not really their war to really be involved in. You know what I mean? That's between Ukraine and Russia. So I seen a video related to Citigroup laying over 50,000 workers. That's on a video I seen. It relates to the banks. Yemen Houthis. Dozens are deleted relating to U.S. strikes. You have this relates to Trump signing something relating to financial resolutions relating to. I see a video last night, I believe on Facebook, somebody was showing me relating to executive order relating to slowly pretty much eliminating related to the dollars. I don't know how accurate or true. And I've seen another report relating to 11 countries want to stop using relating to the U.S. dollar permanently in 2025. And you also have, that was a report, I've seen 11 countries. Kazakhstan and some other countries, about 11 of them. Also in UK, you're going to see more record illegal crossing record numbers in UK, pretty much during the election. And you see the diminishing numbers relating to US crossings because of, the intensification relating to the border and different things. And so, let me see what else we have. Some with deep fakes talking about AI, alterations with deep fake photos relating to pornography, signing executive orders relating to protection relating to people being compromised by that. You have an you see, Amazon sell. Yeah, I read that. What else? Oh, Putin declares a temporary truce on May 8th, an anniversary of World War II anniversary. Going to be a truce relating to celebrating that, commemorating that on them days. You have and you also hear relating to, like I said, May 5th, starting with the garnishment of relating to ones who relating to student loans, paychecks, tax returns, Social Security. We're starting that. I've seen a report relating to IRS using AI, possibly AI, to start with. I've seen a video starting with that. I was on a Snyder's report. They're going to use AI for helping relating to pretty much ones who relate not paying taxes, or find out the ones who are. You know what I mean? So, and the AI is they're going to use AI because they laid off a lot of IRS. So they're going to use AI to help, filter through that relating to, he was saying pretty much fraud and deception relating to tax void paying taxes. So that's going to be, I see now in the video report, I was on the Snyder's report. So, because at the end of the day, he was saying, the taxes, they need taxpayer money, you know what I mean? So they got to get it somewhere, you know what I mean? So, so that starts, I believe, that starts in the process soon too as well. Then you have May 7th relating to real IDs, and Scripture talks about, know this in the last days, Perilous times shall come. Perilous goes to bad, evil times. And so we in bad times, man. You've seen a lot of videos talking about the U.S. dollar. You know what I mean? Now, how's Trump signing? He's signing a lot of executive orders. And Trump signed something that he signed an order that relating to going after sanctuary cities as well. Let me see. Yeah, going after sanctuary cities. Yeah. So he's signing a lot of executive orders. Let's see what's on the news. That was the reports I have. I got that through NTD, which is New Tang Dynasty News. You had, exceptional power outage in Spain and Portugal affected millions of people. You had, let me see what we got here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't bother him.
Canadians anxious about Trump at the polls. And as far as speaking of poll numbers, I seen one report said 44%. And I've seen a report relating to Elon Musk. His polls are like 37%. And as far as approval of different things, so the numbers are really low. You know, Trump takes an aim at what sanctuary cities relating to executive order, like I was saying. He's going after them. You had a judge that blocked relating to certain matters. You have another video talking about Trump appointed judges are pretty much also going against a lot of things that Trump's doing. So that's that divide. Knowing this, if Satan divide against Satan, how can he stand? How his kingdom can stand but have an end? You know what I mean? So you're seeing relating to division even within the Republicans on policies and the actions what Trump's taking. They don't approve it. Even the judges that are appointed, whether by Trump appointed judges, Republican, or whatever the case might be, there's division between as far as approval of Trump, how he's operating as far as certain things, man. So it's that division. You know what I mean? A kingdom divided against itself, how a kingdom can stand. If a nation, let me get that scripture real quick. Mark, let me get it real quick. So you see in the division within the own parties, man. KJV. Here we go. All right, we'll get it real quick because it's starting to rain. And he called into him and said, into the parables, and said, can Satan cast out Satan? If a kingdom divided against itself, a kingdom cannot stand. If a house divided against itself, the house cannot stand. If Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. So you're seeing the fracturing and division relating to this captivity, man. this rulership. You know what I mean? So this rulership, you're seeing the divide in it. Even the judges having common sense about, about rule of law. You know what I mean? Even they have their limitation on what they're going to accept, even from their own party, and regarding the president, man. That's why a lot of stuff that the president is doing is getting pushed back. It's being blocked. So yes, part of that's being blocked. It's not pushing through, so you're getting resistance because they're trying to put even at some point they have a form of common sense and integrity relating to the law, man. You know what I mean? So they don't agree with everything Trump's doing. You know what I mean? So if they don't agree with it, they're going to put a block on it. You know what I mean? And that's what you're seeing. But that's that division even within their own ranks, man. And these are appointed, judges. They're Trump appointed judges, but they have their limitations on what they're going to accept, man, in a matter of speaking. All right. Back announces conclave, right? They're going to select a new pope. Relating to that, new pope. Now they got to select one. Congress is working on a Trump budget bill, massive power outage in Spain and more. Seen that. You have Trump administration launches a new wave of immigration raids. You had an immigration raid in at one of those clubs, nightclubs. A lot of people, dozens of people were related to that immigration raid. And I've seen something relating to they don't need a warrant to relating to as far as raids, man. They just go in there. And Holman is talking about relating to that 2-year-old kid because she's a U.S. citizen, but her mother is not. That doesn't give her a immunity as far as deportation. I've seen that on a report somewhere. Somebody said that. You have Scripture talks about they should not regard a nation of a fierce countenance. They should not regard persons young or old, man. You know what I mean? That's in 28 of Deuteronomy. I believe around 50th area. So they're not going to regard young, old. You know what I mean? A nation of a fierce countenance. Fierce. That goes to savage, man. You know what I mean? So they're not going to have sympathy because of a 2-year-old child and different things. That's the ones in power, man. They don't care about that. Scripture talks about the earth has been given to the hands of the wicked. They cover the face of the judge. If it's not he, then who is? Illinois Governor Pritzker calls for mass protests against Republican policies. Let's go to the division. They take the course of the actions, not regard the kings and princes, man. That's the division. You know what I mean? Upon Democrats, Republicans. That also goes with Mark 3rd chapter, Matthew 12. That's the divide between these two parties, man. Two parties that work on the same system or the same the vehicle relating to that bird, man. Opposite, contrary to one another, but they work on that same platform, in no matter of speaking. So, so you're seeing division. You know what I mean? Trump calls abysmal poll numbers in the first 100 days. 100 days, I believe, will be Wednesday, related to Trump's 100 days. I believe it'll be this Wednesday. Donald Trump says he pays respect to the late Pope Francis, and he wasn't well received relating to when he went there because of his attire. Everybody else wears black, he wearing blue, so he wasn't well received. He wasn't well received anyway. Milwaukee County judge arrested courthouse policies questions. Got major storms moving across the country in the mid area, the south, up to the north, up to northeast. You know, from tornadoes and different types of, you have flooding in different areas, major flooding, man, different areas. 5-year-old parents among those deleted in the Vancouver attack. U.S. fighter jet rolls off the aircraft carrier, sinks into in the ocean. It's another mishap related to plane. This was a military one though, off the aircraft carrier. No charges after the raid in the Colorado Springs. Related to Honum, he says the mother signed relating to she wanted her child. Well, a lot of people say she didn't really go through the due process relating to her attorney and stuff like that. So you have many mixed messages. I'm gonna read something here. The border czar Tom Homan maintains no U.S. citizen child was deported after the two-year old U.S. citizen was removed to Honduras with her mother. Of course, to that report, Face the Nation. Scripture talks about a nation of a fierce countenance. A nation of a fierce countenance, they should not regard young or old, man. You know what I mean? So, relating to this deportation, you know, this administration is not playing with that, man. You know, they're serious with that, man. Scripture talks about Allah's has never been a time since Jacob's trouble, ye shall be saved of it. Jeremiah 30:7, man. So a certain group of people are getting the precursor of Jacob's trouble through these deportations, man. You know what I mean? You're seeing that. Like I said, that raid at that nightclub, that was an immigrational raid at a nightclub. And they had people, dozens were coming out of there, hands up on the ground and different things. So, you know, so they intensify relating to these raids, man, for illegals, man. U.S. military prepares. He said, is war in China coming? Yeah, that's coming. You know what I mean? So, hearing the wars, rumors of war. See, be not trouble for nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be earthquakes and pestilence in different places, for we in the times of sorrow. So you're going to hear wars and rumors of wars. See, ye be not troubled, for these things have to come to pass, man. You know what I mean? This is the beginning, ending stages. You know what I mean? It really has always been hearing of wars, rumors of wars. You know what I mean? Scrimmages, proxy wars, different types of things that always happen. So war has been going on forever, man. Scripture talks about for a time of love, time for peace, time for war, man. You know what I mean? So we're in a time of war, not peace, man. You know what I mean? Ecclesiastes 3:8. You know what I mean? And what we got here? This is just quick news. I hope this helps relate to information. This is Zaya Wolf. Give all praise, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Makakada Zaya Wolf Shalom.